It's time for the Instigator, the in-your-face hockey podcast that is loaded with controversy and criticism. This hockey talk rant will spark your hockey thoughts and opinions. When controversy happens in the hockey world, the Instigator is there to fire off their opinion. You may agree, but you just might wholeheartedly disagree. That's what brings you back. Get ready for in-your-face hockey talk and controversy. The Instigator is hosted by Brad Baroud and is a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio.
It's time for the Instigator Hockey Podcast. It's December 3rd, 2017, and tonight we talk about Drew Doughty, Erik Karlsson, and then going to the media about their upcoming contract discussions and what they expect to make in the National Hockey League. That's tonight on the Instigator.
Inside Edge Hockey News, lighting the lamp and raising the cup.
Well, NHL defensemen Drew Doughty and Erik Karlsson made headlines this week when they talked to the media about their upcoming contract discussions and what they would be making or expecting to make in their next contracts. First, Drew Doughty came to the media and said that he was one of the best defensemen in the league, and that next year when his contract expires, he expects to make more than PK Subban because he's a better player than PK Subban. I don't disagree. I think Drew Doughty is a better player than PK Subban. But then that was followed up with Erik Karlsson, and Erik Karlsson's also going to be a free agent in a year and a half also, and he fired off in the media and said, when I go to market, I'm going to get what I'm worth, no less, no matter where I go. Again, I think Erik Karlsson is also one of the top defensemen in the league, if not the top defenseman in the league. But is this right to handle it this way? Is this a hockey way of handling it? Or is this the NBA or the National Football League way of handling it? It frustrated me. It upset me when I heard this. I didn't like it. It's not the Canadian way. It's not the way hockey players act. And I didn't like the way they address it. Now, if Erik Karlsson's out to eat with his buddy and he says, hey, this is what I deserve and this is what I'm going to make, that's fine. That's a discussion that you can have in a place when you can have that discussion. But for either one of these two to go to the media and say that, what does that do to your team? What does that do to the thoughts of what your teammates think? You know, I always look at hockey players and the culture of hockey as different than a lot of the other professional sports, and I think it's one of the things that makes it better. Players are in less trouble, hockey players. I'm not saying there isn't some bad hockey players. There's bad in everything. But these guys just tend to be more, I don't know what the exact word I'm looking for, but held to a higher standard than the other professional athletes. And, for them to come out and make these comments, I can't argue with them. They're both very, very good hockey players and both deserve, very, very good salaries. But I just disagree with handling this. Drew Doughty's making $7.45 right now, and Erik Karlsson's making $7. Now, will that go up? Yeah, it's probably going to go up. The number one defenseman is $11 million, and that's PK Subban. That's high. Shea Weber's right after, Weber's at 12, PK's at 11. Cap hits are a little less on that, but they're the top three buffling around, they're the top two buffling rounds out the top three. Do I think Doughty's better than Bufflin? Absolutely. I think he's better than Subban. I would put him in a category with Weber. I would slot Doughty going to get a 10-5 probably. That's where I would say would be fair. Karlsson, I think he's better than Subban. I think he's better than Doughty. I think he's better than all. I'd say he's an 11-5. But the problem there is he's going to get that, whether it's with Ottawa or somebody else. But you don't need to come out and say that. Be bigger than that. Be more respectable about that. Now, if you're Ottawa and Ottawa's fans, what do you think? If I'm Ottawa's ownership group, I'm shopping him. Not just because he said that, but knowing the way Ottawa operates and what their budget is and what they can do and what they can't do. If you tie $11 or $12 million into one defenseman, boy, it ties your hands for anything else this team can do. That's just a huge chunk of the salary cap, and they don't spend to the salary cap. So, is it time to get a group of young prospects for him and redo this build? And, they went to they went very deep last year, right? 1 goal from the Stanley Cup Finals. Is it time to trade him? Is it time to move him? And get some prospects and run this thing through again and see what they can do on the salary that they can afford. I just am disappointed in these two players for coming out in the press this way. I think it could be handled differently. I think they'll both get a huge payday, and I think they both deserve a big payday. Just handle it like a hockey player.
InsideEdgeHockeyNews.com.
Thank you. Thank you for teaching me about teamwork and hard work.
Thank you for seeing me.
The real me. Not my size
or age.
Not my race or gender.
Not the things that hold me back, but the real me. The person I want to be. The person I can be.
Thank you, hockey, for being more than a game.
Thanks for listening to The Instigator. Check out Inside Edge Hockey News for all your hockey news. Follow us on all forms of social media, and most importantly, download The Instigator on your favorite podcatcher. Check us out on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeart, and YouTube. Thanks for listening. Enjoy this week's hockey action, and make sure you voice your hockey opinions.
Thanks for listening to The Instigator. Check back for future episodes or download the show on your favorite podcatcher. Keep up to date with all the hockey news at Inside Edge Hockey News. And check us out on all forms of social media. Until next rant, take care and enjoy the hockey action.
This episode was produced by Inside Edge Hockey News Radio and distributed by the Inside Edge Hockey Media Group.